What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome back to another video log right here for new stuff coming into War Robots. This time, I'm gonna not only tell you the new updated and direct stats for the Harpy, I also give you the info about the Siren and a new robot and a new weapon on top of that I can tease you with, okay? So this is going to be crazy, ladies and gentlemen, but also first, before we go, I want you to know that we have a giveaway right now going on the channel. Top right corner or the video description and pinned comment, 200 Megalodon Orochis. Go ahead and take part in that giveaway if you haven't done it yet. It is a monster meta setup or a robot that you don't want to miss out on if you get the chance. So, and this one is a free one, so let's go for it. But yeah, let's start with the news, okay? The tier system is something I've already shown that very briefly. I'm just gonna show a little video here. Basically, it helps new players to get around War Robots to understand gray and blue are for beginner items and purple and orange for seasoned players. And this will become very important for new players to get to understand the level of equipment they play. Okay, so the new drone Ironheart, we already had that. I don't really need to say much. Last video and the videos before explained it already. New robot Siren and Harpy. Here's a bit of a text side, a bit of an info side. The twin strikers are wielding the power of fire and ice. Both robots can jump up in the air, unleash the power of the elements using the built-in missile weapons. In the air, they utilize a reflector shield and can quickly return to initial position with a translocator. We've already tested the Harpy last week in the gameplay video. Also the top right corner for you guys, if you want to see some Harpy gameplay. Brand new robot coming into the game soon. It's this one right here to the left. So check out this gameplay video from last week. In 2 days, so the test server this Saturday, you're gonna get the gameplay video probably from the Siren, the one down here, okay? But let's keep on reading. On the ground, they are pretty vulnerable and become easy targets for teleport robots such as Scorpion and Revenant. Changes since last week, that's important. Siren is finally here, obviously, and we decided to slightly buff the ability giving these robots slow speed in the air. Oh, wait a minute, so now they can actually hover around. Ooh, I felt like the balancing and good balancing factor was that they weren't mobile. But we're gonna see this again in the test server, and I'm gonna give my feedback to it once we did that. Harpy. Okay, so the Harpy, we now know the stats. I'm not gonna read it all, because I've already done that last week. The cooldown is 12 seconds. Wait, to cool down what? After 12 seconds, you can already fly up again and do the thing again. That seems too fast to me because the ability lasts 10 seconds, the cooldown 12. That means half the entire time this robot is near immune to damage and firing effects. I'm hoping this might be just work in progress, and it's not, because this would be too fast in my opinion. Anyways, built-in weapon range 500 meters. We didn't know that last time. The damage zone is 120 meters, so that makes sense. I did see that. It looked like 150 or 120 last time. Maybe they also draw the effect a little more clear this time, because last time on the test server we saw that the effect was almost not noticeable. You really had to look closely to see it. But that's also because it's still work in progress. Damage frequency is X per tick. So that part we still don't know. But we know the reflector, it is 65% damage is blocked, 35% damage is directed still through the shield and getting into the Harpy and Siren, but 80 damage is being reflected. So if you want to kill those things, you basically kill yourself along with it. And you kill yourself even better than you kill it. Ugh, I don't know, man. These reflectors, you just don't want to shoot them. And then recommended Incinerator and Scourge, and we tested this during last week's gameplay session. This really worked the best on these robots, because the bump effect that they do with the built-in missiles is similar, right? And it works together. Now, we have the Siren. Let's just show you, ladies and gentlemen, the Siren robot. Boom! There it is, a brand new robot coming into the game. An experimental developed by the DSC engineers. This robot is vulnerable on the ground, but extremely dangerous in the air. It can soar into the air and hover and then teleport back to the ground if required. The robot can also create a blizzard that freezes all enemies caught in it. Right? The other one does the bomb effect with a flame and overtime damage. The freezing will basically just freeze the enemy and deal probably some damage. Although in this case it doesn't even say anything about damage being delivered. The flame thing might deal damage over time, but because that's what the bump meter does. But does the Siren do the same with the blizzard? Because it's not saying there would be any damage per tick. But then, oh, it says it here. So, okay, so I think it's gonna be there. Ability, Snowstorm. Siren sets up a translocator, makes a jump, hovers in the air, activating the ability to again teleports the robot back to the translocator. While in the air, the robot can launch a powerful rocket that creates a zone upon impact that damages enemies and applies the freeze effect to them. 16 seconds cooldown. See, this sounds more like it. I mean, I don't know if this might be just a typo, but this sounds more realistic. If the ability goes for 10 seconds, you can't make it a 12-second cooldown. Then it needs to be 16, probably even 20 seconds on the ground. There needs to be a significant time that's longer than the ability between the abilities, you know? That's usually how it's done, how balancing works in the game, and how I think and hope they're gonna hopefully do it. This weapon has a built-in weapons range of 600 meters, zone radius also 120 meters, and X damage per tick, we don't know that yet. The damage blocked on this one is different. Look, it blocks 90% of all incoming damage, and reflects only 30% back. So you can shoot this guy a little better, but you're doing next to absolutely nothing to him, so you may as well just stop firing at all. That's the reflectors. And the recommended setup here is Hail and Snare, because it already does the freezing effect. I'm not sure if I agree with that, because if you want to freeze, yes, then this is what you want to do. But the setup or the weapon itself does that. I think also here Incinerator Scourger might work really well, or something else. We're gonna find out this weekend's test server on Saturday, in 2 days. And the last thing I guess I want to share with you guys is the new weapons I told you about. But another thing I really want to emphasize and stress here, that slightly buffed that the ability, giving these robots slow movement speed. Yeah, this is, I really think this is not something, it's not supposed to come in. Because what really made those robots awesome and fun to play, and yet somehow still not too powerful and crazy, is the fact that they couldn't move around, that they teleported back, right? And you could get yourself in cover and away from them and not allow them to shoot you if you stand somewhere behind a structure. Now this is exactly the opposite, and I'm really hoping this is not going to come through, but we're going to see and test, and then I'll give my feedback again. So now the new robot and a new weapon, ladies and gentlemen, boom! Here is a brand new weapon, one that we have never seen before, and I'm not sure what exactly. I mean, this could be either a new weapon or it could be a new skin for a new weapon. I do not know. The first thing that comes to my mind is that it might be a Redeemer or a Devastator. One of those two, because those two weapons have that exact look when you take a look at them. Do we get to see, do we have a Devastator on my own? I do think I have one on my own account, right? Yeah, see, it does have this look. This look of this round look from something here. I think you can find this here too, right? In the Devastator. So it might be a Devastator with a new skin, or alternatively, wait, don't I have a Devastator also? I think I do have one somewhere, don't I? A boombox Devastator, I mean. I feel like I had one somewhere. It's not here. What the heck? I know I have one on my own account. Where is it? But here's the Redeemer. Just to show the Redeemer in comparison, you also see that the Redeemer has a lot of similarities as well. So it could be a Redeemer, it could be a Devastator, or it could be maybe even an Incinerator. This could be too. The Incinerator is also a very big, massive thing, and this could be a freezing Incinerator. Maybe it's an Incinerator that applies freezing and bomb effect at the same time, because remember, it would fit to this topic. It would absolutely fit to the topic of ice and fire that they're going with right now. Do I have an Incinerator? Yeah, there is one, but this one looks different. The Incinerator looks way different than this. But I think either one of those three options could be it, or the fourth option, it's actually a completely new weapon, one we have never seen and heard about, right? I really don't know where my other thing is. What the heck? Where in my freaking, Oh, the game just crashed. Oh well. Anyways, let's keep going with the last thing that I want to tease you and show you guys is... Are you ready for it? Another robot. Boom, there it is. And if I take a look at this, I mean, to me, this is absolutely an Orochi. Maybe I should boot the game up again. This, to me, looks like an Orochi. We have these things that were usually the Orochi, like, slides upon, like these skates, almost, right? It has the same shape, so I'm pretty certain this is going to be an Orochi with a freezing skin. I don't know what it's gonna do. Maybe it's gonna be something entirely different that we have never had before. Maybe this Orochi will have a built-in freeze resistance. And this could be. I still wanted to check where I have the frickin' Devastator. I do know I have one somewhere. The Boombox Devastator, I mean, not just a regular one. Okay, maybe I'm confused. I probably am. But taking a look at the Orochi, ladies and gents, right? Then you can see we have those slides. Let's take a different skin. We have those slides here. It looks exactly the same. And the shape of the robot is the same. In the front would be this. Maybe this also has a different effect. Maybe this also applies blast bump effect now. The built-in rockets it fires might apply bump effect. Right? And the robot is immune to freezing? Something like this. It could really be. Is it a good idea to do that, by the way? I don't think so, because the Orochi is already one of the most powerful meta robots in the game, hence the giveaway. But this looks like it could incorporate something new into skins we've never had before, which is immunity to certain effects or applying certain effects that the regular robot doesn't do. This would be an entirely new thing, something that Pixonic has never done before. So maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, and I don't think it should be done, just to say that right here, because it makes a robot already dominant, even yet more dominant. But this is really interesting. I want to know, is it going to be a Devastator, is it going to be a Incinerator, or is it going to be a Redeemer, or a new weapon we never seen and heard about before? Well, in any case, thanks for sharing this, Pixonic. The new robot will be coming out as well. Siren, we're gonna test it. There will be, that's one more thing I want to say. According to the text, right, the Siren will have 2 times hail and 1 times snare. So 2 heavy and 1 light weapon. But if we take a look at this image, this artwork, you can clearly see there's 2 light and 1 heavy weapon, right? Or 2 medium and 1 heavy. But I guess it's now light and heavy because we've already seen it. But maybe the artwork is wrong. Maybe the art designer didn't know how it's going to be balanced exactly. And so they made it so it's 2 light and 1 heavy here. But if we take a look at this, it also looks like this is 1 heavy hard point. Because it's larger. And there is 2 hard points on the outer sides that are smaller. So to me it looks like completely this is made for a heavy and 2 light weapons, similar to how it's shown on the artwork. But in the text it says 2 heavy and 1 light. Maybe the text is wrong. Maybe it's supposed to be 2 times snare and 1 times hail. Or the artwork is wrong, including this one as well. But since this is already the rendered design, I think this is going to be the robot, and therefore I believe that the text is probably wrong. But we're gonna test this and see also on Saturday. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. Manni signing off. Bye-bye. And don't forget to check out that giveaway.